Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, hi, I'm Lyssy. Be sure to subscribe button because we're getting so incredibly close to hitting 2 million subscribers and I don't want y'all to miss out on it because it's gonna be epic. I can't even believe it. Also guys, be sure to drop a like on today's video or else scary cursed Elmo will come to your house and take all of your Taco Bell. This is not a scam. Get this video to 20,000 likes. Anyways guys, today we have some hot tea because today guys, we're going to be talking about Elmo. Yes, Elmo, that really scary looking puppet with the big old eyes and the hairy red body and the weird orange nose who makes the really weird sounds with his mouth. I don't know, like his laugh is just really annoying and he says that annoying song like the la 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 Elmo's World. Yeah, I don't know. Something about Elmo has always been unsettling ever since I was small. I used to watch some Sesame Street. I don't know about you guys because you guys are probably, you know, in a different era, but like when I grew up, Sesame Street was popping off and seriously, the tea about Elmo is beyond me. Like, there's a lot of crazy tea out there and I'm gonna get right on into it. Anyways guys, we're gonna get on to telling you guys these scary Elmo stories. So before I get into this video, I want to cover the history of Elmo just slightly so you guys kind of know more about him. So as you guys know, Elmo talks in a high voice and he's very enthusiastic and cheerful. He was originally designed in 1979 as a generic background monster and he first appeared as Elmo on Sesame Street in 1980. He is a red fuzzy monster with an orange nose and round eyes. He is self-described as a 3.5-year-old and he lives on Sesame Street with all of his friends. I find it super strange that he is described as a 3.5-year-old. Like that's the age he kind of comes off as, but he's very intelligent for a 3.5-year-old. It's kind of bizarre to me that he is 3. I never knew that until today. So the first story we're going to be talking about is a toy called the hide and seek Elmo toy. And this toy actually was considered to be a game that was supposed to be fun and exciting. It's this little plastic Elmo that came with cards inside of it that told the seeker little hints about where the Elmo was hidden. So it was a two-player game where one person would hide the plastic Elmo toy and the person that hid the Elmo toy would put the cards down with hints about where Elmo is hidden. And then the seeker would look around, get the clues off the cards, and listen for Elmo's voice. That's right. Listen for Elmo's actual voice. Eventually, while playing the game, Elmo would begin to talk to you as you tried to search and find him. He would say things like, "Come find me," "La la la la, la la la, Elmo's here," or "Come and play with me," while the person was searching for the tiny toy. However, this horror story actually begins when a college student who found this Elmo hide-and-seek toy found it hilarious because let's be real here, the whole concept behind this is stupid. It's hilarious. Like, who wants to play hide-and-seek with a plastic Elmo toy? I mean, hide-and-seek is kind of creepy in the first place, the whole idea of like hiding and seeking. I mean, that's usually seen in like horror movies.
Come out wherever you are.
But now they added Elmo into it, so of course this couple found it hilarious, and for some reason as a gag gift, the girlfriend bought her boyfriend this plastic Elmo toy that was already terrifying enough. So after he received it, he obviously never really wanted to use it, so the boy actually threw this plastic Elmo toy into a bin because he was in college and he did not have a care to use it. However, that's where things went horribly wrong. According to this story, basically the Elmo doll actually started talking in the middle of the night, even though this Elmo doll had never been opened up before and was brand new in packaging. The guy claimed that in the middle of the night he would hear Elmo say, "Come and find me, la 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 la, Elmo wants to play," and that he would find Elmo actually in random spots of his apartment in college, and he got so freaked out that he threw this toy away. And then he went on Google to see what was going on because he was so terrified, and he found out that other people who bought the same exact hide-and-seek Elmo toy were having the same exact problems. Their Elmo toys were talking without batteries, they were saying creepy things, and they were moving mysteriously around in the middle of the night. That is absolutely horrifying! I don't know about you guys, but I personally do not want to play hide and seek with Elmo because that just sounds creepy in the first place. The whole idea of the hide and seek doll is just super weird to me and very strange and mischievous. How do I say that word? And mischievous. Yeah, that's the word. Okay, so the next story we're going to be covering, I know we've kind of covered before, but the tea is so hot, I had to spill it one more time. The Tickle Me Elmo toy. Can you shut up, man? So this is not a Tickle Me Elmo. I actually had this lovely, it's like a rip-off of a Tickle Me Elmo. I don't even know what version of it is, but basically the Tickle Me Elmo dolls were kind of like this, but a lot bigger, a lot more robotic, and they actually kicked and moved around when you played with them. And I think they said just as many lines. This one only says like 3 or so lines. Is that all you say, Elmo? Say more!
Tickle Elmo!
Elmo's feet. My man's Elmo has a whole foot fetish. Now that's weird, Elmo. Do you have anything else to say? Bro, I hate this thing. Wait, there's something else? Okay, I've had enough of that. I ain't tickling Elmo no more. I think I killed Elmo. How is he still laughing? I'm not tickling him no more. Anyways, on to the tea about the Tickle Me Elmo. Tickle Me Elmo dolls have a really dark back. Shut up, Elmo! Tickle Me Elmos have a really dark backstory that I'm sure I haven't even fully covered. So, almost 1,400 people were killed from Tickle Me Elmos and almost 1,300 were injured. You guys are probably like, what are you talking about? Well, basically when these dolls were released into toy stores, people were getting trampled, pushed up, beaten, and just throwing fights over just getting their hands on one of these dolls. That's how in high demand it was during the year that it was released, and I am not even joking. Like, there's literally videos all around YouTube about this. 2 women were arrested in Chicago for fighting over the doll, while in New York some people ran after delivery trucks hoping to get their hands on an Elmo before it reached the stores. And someone allegedly purchased a Tickle Me Elmo for $7,100 in Denver because they were so desperate to get a cringy, scary Elmo doll for their child that they spent $7 grand on it. Now that is just ridiculous. First off, in the first place, they're scary, they're annoying, and why would anybody spend $7,000 on an Elmo doll? Like, what? And last but not least about these Tickle Me Elmos, they are just terrifying without their fur. Have you guys seen what they look like with zero fur on them? They are just like this robotic body that moves around, super creepy, and it just does not feel right. Seeing these things without the fur base around them is actually horrifying, and now I'm just traumatized from Elmo dolls. I don't know about you guys, but Tickle Me Elmo gives me nightmares. And there's a lot of stories about Tickle Me Elmo dolls talking without their batteries in the middle of the night, kind of similar to the first story we covered. So there's a lot of Tickle Me Elmo doll battery glitches, but this one is spicy. So there were parents who knew that their son loved Elmo so much that they bought him a little toy Elmo phone set. It looked super harmless, it was super cute, you know, just an Elmo toy set where you push buttons and Elmo would say stuff on the phone. However, until one day they realized that the phone that Elmo was talking to their son on was saying something that was not appropriate. It was a big naughty, okay? It was not good, kids. However, the tea is hot about what he said. So this toy was actually supposed to teach kids how to count, and it would have talks with the child who answers the phone. Elmo is supposed to say 4, 5, 6 when the buttons on the phone are pushed. Apparently, he really liked having his buttons pushed. This is really bad, okay? This is not good what he says. Because it eventually started to sound like Elmo was asking the children something else. Take a listen for yourself. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if you guys heard that, it was very naughty and inappropriate, okay? It sounds like Elmo saying something not good, okay? Naughty words and bad things, alright? I'm a little shocked about that. That definitely doesn't sound right. And, they should probably fix the batteries on that. Or maybe Elmo's just haunted and cursed. Who knows? Also, another person had another problem with Elmo's batteries dying out, and this time the boy, also who loved Elmo, had his parents noticing that the doll was actually threatening him, and it sounded like he was saying, "Kill James," which is literally their son's name. That's just so coincidental because literally the batteries were dying, and that's exactly what Elmo sounded like he was saying. This became such a scare for parents that had these toys because all of them were hearing the Elmos say kill whatever, and they started to put this on the news channels because it was so incredibly creepy and so freaky, guys. Like, that is terrifying. I'm scared of that. No more Elmo dolls with dead batteries in anyone's house. Eventually my house, because my Elmo's on the floor right now. And last but not least, I had no idea about this last one. Apparently, Elmo and Katy Perry did a collaboration, and it was weird, like really weird. Basically, Elmo sang a song with Katy Perry, but it was a little bit more adult-like. The dressing and the outfits were not Sesame Street themed, and Katy Perry went all out. First off, I'm kind of curious as to why Katy Perry chose to collaborate with Elmo or do a duet with Elmo, because Elmo is literally a child show. It was just very interesting to see that. I never knew about that, but hey, I guess anything's possible in Sesame Street and with Elmo's world, right? I mean, Elmo's got some dark tea on him. Today I'm coming back with another scary conspiracy and or toy video about a toy that you guys probably all know of. The tea is hot. So, have you guys heard about Elmo? That scary red looking puppet with the weird googly looking eyes and the orange nose that has the really scary laugh? Yeah, well, Elmo was pretty popular a while back, enough for people to release a toy called Tickle Me Elmo. And Tickle Me Elmo was not just, a hit. Like, it went crazy viral.
Tickle Me Elmo is the hottest thing this Christmas. Sold out of stores everywhere.
Pretty much, it was almost impossible to get your hands on one of these Tickle Me Elmo toys. At the time, people were literally bidding them off for thousands of dollars.
And one of the clerks was sent to hospital after being trampled in the frenzy.
Somebody in the crowd yelled, "There's the Elmos."
Check out your local paper. It's probably crammed with ads from Elmo profiteers.
And people were crazy enough to buy it, even though they sold for like 30 or 40 bucks at the store. There were lines all the way out of the store. People were getting in fights over these Tickle Me Elmo dolls that aren't even that great in the first place. Like, it was hectic. Like, everybody wanted a Tickle Me Elmo, and they were almost impossible to get unless you were camping outside of the Toys R Us's at the time that they actually were selling these creepy dolls. But luckily for me, today I actually got my hands on one of these really scary rarities, and we're going to be unboxing this doll after I tell you guys the whole story behind the Tickle Me Elmos. I got a new one, brand new in packaging. I had to wait outside of Toys R Us for hours for one of these bad boys. No, I had to go on eBay. Too bad Toys R Us aren't even around anymore, but at least I got one of these creepy dolls so we can see what's really going on with these things. Maybe there's a webcam inside of it, I don't know. He looks pretty sus. I would vote red out. Anyways, let's get into why these dolls had some issues. So one of the main problems with the Tickle Me Elmo dolls was that people were reporting to hear the dolls say things that were not appropriate for their kids. There's a lot of videos online of these dolls saying things that sound very, very wrong.
Mother says the Elmo doll that she bought for her 2-year-old son is now making death threats.
There was one doll that specifically started saying "Kill James" to the owner of the doll.
I noticed exactly what it was saying, and my son was repeating exactly what it was saying.
Kill James?
Which is really creepy because this was a Tickle Me Elmo doll. So this doll was literally saying things that sounded like "Kill James," like the owner of the doll, some little boy named James. Other people have actually reported even worse things that these dolls have said, like cuss words. And some people have reported that their Tickle Me Elmo dolls have been haunted. I'm not even kidding, this is crazy, but there's more. Have you guys seen what the Tickle Me Elmo dolls look like without the fur? Oh, it is bad. I know that we know what animatronics look like without their fur, but this is almost pretty much the same thing. They are hideous. Like, if my Tickle Me Elmo doll got ripped up by my dog and I was a kid, I was like, oh, what's wrong with Elmo? And I saw that. I don't know how I'd feel about that. Like, that is actually horrifying if that's what it looks like under all that fur. It looks really creepy. So imagine you give this doll to your little kid.
2-year-old James Bowman loves Elmo. Notice there are Elmo dolls everywhere. James even has Elmo slippers.
And all of a sudden, the doll gives you death threats to your child.
Kill James?
Yeah, that would end up in the trash really fast. So that was a big problem and a very big worry and concern for a lot of parents who had bought these Elmo dolls at the time for their little kids, because some of them were saying some things that were not good. Not only is all that super scary, but I found a story about a Tickle Me Elmo that somebody posted online. So we're gonna check it out and read it. So this story is called Elmo in a Box. As a child, I had a toy box that I kept in my room, with all the toys just piled up on top of each other in a messy mountain of play toys. One toy in particular that was stuck in my memory to this day was the Tickle Me Elmo. It was on my birthday when my mom had given me the Tickle Me Elmo doll. I loved my mom very much, so it didn't matter what she had given me. I would often play with it as if it were alive, asking it questions and genuinely taking care of it. However, as I grew older, I moved on to more cooler toys and kept the Elmo toy inside of my tiny toy box. As I would learn one night, that was a very big, grave mistake. As I crept deeper and deeper into a sleep that night, I was interrupted by a sound. You tend to hear a lot of sounds in your house in the dead silence of night, so I wasn't too fazed by it. However, this sound seemed to be a bit persistent. After a while, I realized what it was, my toy box. However, I heard more and more noises. I froze up upon realizing what it was. It was the muffled sound of a joyful laughter, a sound that I haven't heard for a very long time. It was a sound that comes from a Tickle Me Elmo upon squeezing it. How could it be? Suddenly it hit me. Perhaps the shifting of the toys was causing the doll's sensor to go off, making it laugh inside of that toy box. Relief from this conclusion allowed me to once again try to enter my long-awaited sleep. Or at least that's how I thought it would have been. At random intervals, I would hear the subtle shuffle of the toys and the laughing of the Elmo doll. Needless to say, it was very, very unsettling. There shouldn't have been enough gaps to cause the toys to shift inside of my toy box that much. After my annoyance reached its peak, I finally got up and made my way over to the toy box. Upon reaching it, I noticed something. The lid of the toy box, even though I had made sure to close it before going to bed, was slightly open somehow. In the gap that the opening made, a single plastic eye was staring back at me. I chuckled to myself. This must have been some kind of practical joke. Perhaps while I was in the bathroom, one of my aunts had come in and set up my toy box like this. They had a history of pulling off pranks like this to try to scare me. Opening the lid, I picked up the Elmo and placed it on top of my dresser so it would stop going off all night. Relieved, I slipped back into the comfort of my blanket, but then the laugh continued. My eyes opened on their own. I tilted my head up and the dresser came into view. There on top of the dresser, the Elmo doll just sat as I had left it. Its dead eyes fixed upon me. Surely I must have been hearing things. Relaxing my head once more, I closed my eyes to go back to sleep, but yet the giggling continued. I couldn't stand it. I jolted out of my bed quickly, as if possessed, and out of my room, running quickly through the hallway. I made it to my grandma's room and I knocked on the door. "Grandma, let me in, please," I said. My grandma said, "What's the matter? Do you have any idea what time of the night it is?" I was slumped on my knees in front of the door at this point. "Just please let me in. There's something weird going in my room. I'm scared." I heard the sounds of footsteps behind the door. Suddenly the door opened. I stared in disbelief. Those dead plastic eyes once again. The Elmo doll I was so sure was in my room was standing in the doorway of my grandmother's room. I screamed louder than my body had ever produced. I looked around. This was my room. Suddenly my room door bursted open. "Are you okay?" I heard a scream. There stood my grandmother, a look of worry on her face. She moved towards me to see if I was okay. "Grandma, I had the most horrible dream." I managed to blubber out between my cries as I hugged her. Calming with my grandmother's embrace, I peered up at what was in front of me. There on the dresser sat the Elmo doll. It was dead gaze fixed upon me once again. That is so insanely creepy, guys. Oh my gosh, these dolls actually creep me out so much. There's so many conspiracies and so much tea on the internet about these Elmo dolls. It's just crazy. I don't even know why these things were so popular. These things are creepy. These things have had so many haunted stories. But now we have to unbox my Elmo. I'm so scared. Oh, haunted Elmo doll. Please don't do that same thing that just happened to that girl in the story, because that would not be good. I already think there's batteries in this thing, because I think it said it came with them. That's the laugh that the girl in the story said. Oh my gosh, if that happened to me, I would be so creeped out. How do I take this thing out of the box?
A few moments later.
Okay, so I opened it up and I finally got out of the box, but it says on the box here, let me see if I can show you guys. "Keep tickling Elmo. Elmo loves to laugh." And it just has a photo of a kid like squeezing Elmo. On the back, it says, "Keep tickling Elmo. Haha, Elmo is one ticklish monster." Which is a little bit weird, but we'll ignore that. I don't really know why anyone thought it was a good idea to make a doll that all you do is like touch it and tickle it. Kind of weird, honestly. But yeah, if you squeeze it, it will do something. I guess that's all it does is laugh. And then I can squeeze its leg too.
Elmo is one ticklish monster.
Elmo is one ticklish monster. Is that all he says?
Elmo is one ticklish monster.
Is that all it says? Two things? There's two lines. It's like he laughs really creepy, and then it's Elmo is one ticklish monster. That's annoying. Like, if I put it on the ground, does it move around differently? Let me see if Angel likes it. She doesn't even care. It vibrates and moves around.
Elmo is one ticklish monster.
Angel is so done. Angel, look. She doesn't even care. Why does it vibrate like that? That's so weird.
Elmo is one ticklish monster.
That's so weird. This thing is so annoying and creepy that even Angel didn't want to rip it up, and that says something. And the factor that all it does is say two things and that it just vibrates. Why would anyone want this toy? How is this even a hot toy in the market? Like, this toy is terrible. I could make a better toy than this. Anyways, you know what? If this thing gets up in the middle of the night and it's all,
Elmo is one ticklish monster.
I'll have to burn it. Maybe I should rip off its insides. I wonder if I can open it up. What's in here? If I open the back of him? I bet it would be kind of easy to cut it open because look at the back here. It's just solid. If you guys want me to cut open Tickle Me Elmo for another video, if this video gets to 20,000 likes, maybe I will do it. But right now I'm actually scared and annoyed at this thing, guys. Like, I think I want to get rid of it already. It's already really annoying. So let me know in the comments down below.
Elmo is one ticklish monster.
What you guys think about this ugly, creepy, scary, annoying Elmo doll. Would you guys get this for your kids? I personally don't think I would. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's scary conspiracy / toy video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, be sure to drop a like, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and be sure to leave a comment down below. It's been Lyssy, and I will see you guys in the next video.